Time to flush another story down the drain.
Who the hell are you? Why are you after us?
We've come to take you in. Would it clear things up if I mention the name Kirijo?
Shadow glares hatefully at the guy in the cape. Red Cape guy takes off his hood and glares back at Miss President and her shadow. What? What does he mean by taking her in?
No! I'll never go back there! Damn it! Get back here!
Girl suddenly runs out of the room, her shadow in hot pursuit.
Wait!
Ends like it always does. And Akihiko falls over. The guy in the cape tries to fall, but he trips over Kanji, who's still on the floor. Kanji mumbles something in his stupor. The girl and her shadow are incredibly fast. They left just seconds ago, and I can't even see them anymore. Kanji doesn't still think he's in a dream, does he? The guy with the cape stands up, annoyed, and clicks his tongue. He just faked that, and he doesn't even seem that bothered by it. Doesn't that hurt? But aside from that...
Who are you, really? What did you do to Kanji-kun?
What do you mean, what we did?
We had a battle
Oh,
between
right.
men.
We knocked him out.
Could you turn down a challenge for the title of strongest man?
I completely forgot that he knocked him out. Well, what's he talking about? What the hell are you up to, Kanji-kun? I have so many questions to ask that I don't know where to begin. The guy turns his back
I need to
me.
go after them. You're better off forgetting what you just saw.
None of this happened. Got it? It's been a while since I played this, so...
Whoa, wait a sec. That's all very well for you to say, but... Hey, I said wait!
No. Without another word, he runs off. Talking about a one-sided conversation. Couldn't he have at least said his name?
The guy is so bizarre. I couldn't sense him approaching at all, and I can't track his presence now either.
Probably being blocked by Mitsuru. Rise-chan bites her lip in frustration. Doesn't look well. She must have been concentrating hard this whole time. Of course, she's been under a lot of stress up until now. I need to let her rest a bit.
Hey, Rise-chan, take care of Kanji for me.
And make sure he doesn't do anything else stupid and gets himself knocked out
Are
again.
you going after him?
Of course. No way I can leave that red cape weirdo or Miss President be.
If she can't pursue them with her persona, then I'll catch up to them on foot. Basic police investigation are in the legwork, after all. You better be ready for when I catch up to you, Mr. Red Cape. Yes. Knocked out Kanji and I'm on the run. After a bit of running around, I finally spot the conspicuous cape turning a corner in a hallway. It's really fast. I could barely keep up with him, but thankfully the gym should be up ahead, even though there's no way to be sure of that here. Good. I can take him out. I can take him on from here.
Hold it right there, Buster!
Guy stops to look back at me and frowns, but he doesn't attempt to run off again. Did he have a change of heart? I don't know what's going on, but now I can catch up with him. Yeah, it says Persona 5 now.
You're gonna tell me what's going on! Who is that Labrys girl? Is she really a machine? And why are you after her? What are you gonna do once you catch her?
What good would knowing that do you?
What?
I'm here on a certain mission. You could even call it a duty. My resolution is nothing like yours, based on curiosity.
A duty?
He wraps his knuckle on the air behind him, and there's a sound. It seems like there's another invisible wall keeping from going on. Fight time.
Ridiculous Grand Prix is still going on.
What? Wait, you mean...
Quickly turn around and check the section I just come through. When I reach out my hand, I feel a wall there.
We're trapped. So, like, do we...
That's what you
Kick
get
each
for
other's
coming
asses.
after me so recklessly. The rule that one opponent must be defeated is still in effect.
You did this to yourself. One of the tournament rules, you can't leave if you don't fight and win. In other words, in order to keep following that girl, I have to fight the scary looking dude. Send Kanji straight through a wall. This guy has to be a Persona user too. He said that he'd come to take her in. Guessing he came through the TV on his own too. Do I have a chance of beating this guy? No, I can't doubt myself. I have to do this. Muster up all my courage and square off against him.
Alright, I accept.
Fight time.
Why are you willing to go to such lengths to catch up to Labrys?
You don't even know what she is. Labrys. I guess that's Miss President's real name.
I don't know why. I just know that she was in pain. I don't know if my reasons are better or worse than yours, but I can't turn my back on her.
When I say that, his eyes get even more intense. I almost flinch, but I know that I can't look weak in front of this guy. I glare right back at him. I've seen that look in people's eyes before. I've seen it in people acting with determination that never wavers, in the eyes of my friends while we fought so hard all through last year. Can't look away from that strength of resolve. That's when his expression softens slightly, and he answers.
Alright. To answer your questions, what you saw was the 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon, Labrys. She was given a heart so she could use a persona.
What's
A
like
weapon?
Igus?
Then she really is a robot. But she's so cute. And she even sounds like a normal girl. Oh, so that's what her lost memories were about. And since she has a heart, she has a shadow too.
She has a shadow. Do you mean the thing where there's 2 of her?
Yep. I nod and tell him about how this world works, especially about the shadows. I'm not great at explaining things, but I've already told Labrys not too long ago, so I should know what to say, I hope. The guy in the cape listens quietly, nodding now and again as if he understands everything I'm saying. Or maybe not.
I get it now. The mastermind behind all this isn't Labrys, but her shadow.
I think that's it anyway. She didn't have any memories and thought she was the student council president.
Somehow.
I wonder what's with this tournament. What could she have wished for to make this happen?
I have some suspicions about that. Labrys may have been forced to do some inhumane things while she was in development.
Fighting
Her
other
original
robots.
circumstances may be related to the setup of this Grand Prix.
Then, this tournament is a reenactment of what Labrys went through in her past?
If you want to know that, you can check out Labrys' story. Looks like you'll be alone forever. No one can understand you. I recall what the shadow said. If that's what Labrys had been feeling all this
She
time,
just wanted someone to understand how she felt. Is that it?
so that's why she made people fight against her friends, because she had to do it in her past? But still, nobody could understand her. That may have been what the shadow was saying. I was doubting her too. I didn't even try to believe what she was saying. Even though my way of doing things wasn't great, I'm starting to get lost in my own thoughts, but the cape guy speaks up.
That's all I can tell you. If you still want to search for her, you'll have to defeat me to move on. What'll it be?
The rules of the Grand Prix. Fight or surrender. Search for the right words within me. I need to think it through before I say anything. I can see strength in his eyes to wait for me to say the right thing. I can't say I'm doing this just because.
If Labrys wished to make us go through what she went through, that means she wanted to be understood. She wanted someone to save her.
That's just your guess, though.
But if it's possible I'm right, then I can't abandon her. That's why I won't go back until I've saved her. Her heart is worth fighting for.
Looking straight into his eyes, I say this, and he smiles. But even though he's smiling, he suddenly seems a lot more menacing.
What's your name? Mine's Akihiko Sanada.
I'm Chie Satonaka, a 3rd year at Yasogami High.
I like the fire in your eyes. Then let's fight. Let's see whose passion comes out on top.
The innocence of a teenager versus an adult. Chie versus Akihiko.
Finally.
Both boxers in their own right.
Fight.
I don't know if that said final match. Now he's getting in the fight. When do I feel like
Get away!
I was trying to use the finisher. Couldn't remember the buttons real quick. Whew. That was a hard fight. I mean, I feel like I did better. But
I won?
Looks like it.
I won. Hiko-san stands up and quietly
Tell me,
speaks to me.
Chie, what are you gonna do when you get to Labrys?
What will I do when I get to her? I need to answer this properly too. Now that I've won, I can't half-ass anything.
Gonna apologize for saying such awful things to her. But that's not all. I want to talk to her. Really come to an understanding with her, even if things are too painful for you to endure on your own. You can still overcome them if you have friends to help. I know that. And I want to show her that too. That's why I won't let her be alone. No matter what.
Ugh, it's no good. I wanted to be strong and straightforward. My feelings got ahead of my brain. I couldn't say it the way I wanted to. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but that's honestly how I feel. Stand there sheepishly, but Akiko's expression softens and he smiles. Not the same as the determined smile he had before. This is a kind
You
one.
remind me a little of my friends.
Your friends?
I'm sure you'll be able to do the right thing. Do what your heart tells you.
With that, he takes off with his cape and sits on the ground. Or he takes off his cape and sits on the ground. I can't say anything more, but I can tell what he means. Hurry up and go in my place. That's what he's saying,
Okay.
right?
Thank you very much.
I thanked him before I realized what I was saying. I mean, Akiko believed in me. Even though we just met, he's placing his faith in me. I may not be the best talker, but we communicate with our fists, and we've come to an understanding. Then all I can do now is run. Legs, my heart, everything feels light. Should be able to reach out to that girl now for sure. Reach for the stars.
I finally made it back.
While I was on the way, Rise-chan contacted me. I was Shadow seemed to return to the announcement room together. They're together, that most likely means that Labrys has been taken captive by the Shadow. It's in the same place. Akiko and I were made to fight just to buy them time. Luckily, Rise-chan says that she's already escaped to a different room. She's complaining about how heavy Kanjikin is too. Guess he hasn't woken up yet, and she's just carrying him. Such a frail body carrying such a bulky guy. In any case, when I open this door, it'll be a one-on-one battle against the Shadow. Take a deep breath and open the door.
Miss President. Oh, Labrys? Are you here?
That man told you to come here, didn't he?
The moment I enter, a sharp voice calls out to me. I see the speaker standing alone in the center of the room. Is she the Shadow? No, this is Labrys herself. Of course, her Shadow has to be watched from close by, too. Can't let my guard down.
No, he didn't. I came here because I wanted to.
You just want to capture me like all the others. Well,
Labrys reaches for the battle axe attached to her back. Seeing in her eyes that she's serious about
Labrys,
this.
I didn't come here to fight you.
I'm never going back there. I never want to get put through that again. I'm gonna run away. Just you watch me. If anyone gets in my way, I'll stop them
We're not trying to get in your way, but it seems like she's too scared to listen. No, she's not listening. She's completely worked up. Must be because her past was so painful. But I need her to calm down right now. Brace myself for the fight and get ready.
I'm sorry. I can't stop now. There's something I need you to know.
Right, we're going in. Time for Labrys. Versus Labrys.
Finally. Fight!
I mean, that worked for the most part, I guess. That's how you do it.
Why? Why won't anyone understand?
We're trying to
Labrys?
understand.
I wanted to...
I kneel down to talk to Labrys, who's on the floor. Scenery behind the glass wall begins to distort. This... Yep. Dim the lights. Blackout. Into a burning and bloody scenery. Very cryptic. A lot of robots too. Representation of the pain Labrys went through. What is this? Horrifying that I almost fell backward. These things shaped like people are hanging everywhere. It's a giant furnace-like object in the center, and more things crammed into it like trash. What in the world is this? Tell me, is this what Labrys has kept hidden inside her heart? When I come back to my senses, I notice the shadow has appeared behind Labrys.
Don't you get it? That'll never happen.
You!
Of course Chie-san's angry. You did lie to her after all. And wow, you didn't hesitate for a second to attack her. So you
Not wrong about that
do want
either.
her to suffer then. You want to make her go through what you did, right? That's not true. You want the everyday boys and girls to experience what you had to go through, right? That's why we're in a school, having a fighting tournament. You want to see close friends fight for their lives against each other. Because if they do that, then they might understand. You want to make them understand. That ain't true!
Labrys clutches her head. Try to reassure her, but nothing I say seems to reach her. It's like the shadow's the only voice she can hear. The shadow twists its mouth into a smile and continues whispering into Labrys'
But
ear.
it was all for nothing. It just left you more of an outcast than ever. It's alright though. I'll take care of everything from here. You are me, after all. I'll destroy anyone who doesn't understand you and comes to get in your way. Just like you once did. Stop it! That's all a lie. You're not me.
Labrys, no!
You can't be me!
Yep, here we go. Showtime.
Finally! You finally said it! Now, I can be myself! Yes, the power!
At least it's good to know this game isn't as demanding as Persona 4 Golden when it comes to cutscenes. A shadow going berserk. No matter how many times I see it, it's still overwhelming. But now isn't the time to think about stuff like this. Labrys goes limp and falls to the floor, in between her and the shadow to protect her.
It's okay. Just wait for me.
I'm exhausted from today's series of battles. The shadow has an immense power. Even worse, I'm all alone in this fight. It's unlike anything from last year. But I'm surprisingly confident in myself. Of course I'm nervous, but I have a strong resolve and it makes up for any fear I might have. I mean, this is my wish after all. It's my dream
I'll
too.
make sure to protect you. If this is about wanting to protect someone, I damn well won't lose.
Let's go. Labrys. Shadow Labrys.
Finally. Fight!
It works. I'm not trying to use that.
It's over.
Shadow finally stops moving. I sink to my knees as the tension drains out of me. But Labrys is safe. She's still trembling behind me, but at least she's not hurt. I was able to protect her, right?
Why?
Huh?
Why did you protect me? Weren't you mad?
Yeah, I can't blame her for thinking that. I was really angry back then after all. Didn't even try to understand what Labrys was feeling. But seeing Labrys with the blank look on her face is funny for some reason. I can't help but laugh.
I wasn't mad at all. Actually, it's you who should be mad at me. I said so many awful things to you. I'm really sorry.
I could never be angry at you. I'm the one who did all those awful things.
Labrys looks over to the shadow. There's a pain in her face. Wonder if she still can't completely accept her shadow. No, of course she can't. It's not something that you can just accept without a lot of soul searching. Spent this whole time being tormented by what the shadow represented. Considering that Labrys seems like a serious person, she might be the type to think that everything is her responsibility. That's not true. No need for her to bear this alone. I'm telling her that so badly right
Hey,
now.
about this Grand Prix. I mean, yeah, it was tough, but it wasn't all bad.
Huh?
It taught me a lot of important things.
My weakness, the ambiguity of the dream I embraced, and I also was able to remember again the fact that I'm not alone. Just as the shadow said, my weak self may never completely disappear, but I can face that. I mean, I have friends with me after all. I'm not alone. That's why I'll be alright. Overcoming no matter how many times I need to from now on.
That's why I want to thank you. And your other self over there, too. I still don't know what kind of pain you've been through, so tell me about it. I want you to tell me everything, like how you feel and what you're thinking.
Tell you about myself?
Mm-hmm. I'll listen. If you have something that's too painful to bear alone, then let's work it out together.
Together? I'm not alone anymore?
Nod back to her. After hearing my words, Labrys finally looks up and looks to her other self. Still trembling, but she doesn't look. She isn't looking away anymore. I was so bad at explaining myself, but I think she understands what I was trying to say. Labrys stands up and walks toward her other self. I watch her as she walks over to the shadow, standing tall. Her posture tells me how she feels. Says, I'm all right now. All's right with the world. And I have people I can rely on. Probably the best feeling ever.
I'm sorry I ignored you all this time. I was the one who left you all alone. No. You are me, after all.
Ariadne, Labrys' own persona.
This is my persona.
Now that Labrys accepts herself, she turns towards me. That's when she finally smiled. A smile from the bottom of her heart that I can tell she's never shown to anyone before. Makes my heart skip a beat. Man, this girl is really pretty. Like the front gate. Take Labrys with me and we go to get everyone who has been trapped by the walls created by the tournament's rules. Since the real mastermind is gone, the invisible walls have disappeared and everyone should be free now. We go around to each place. Yukun, Yosuke, Yukiko, and Teddy. Research on about Kanji, who had finally woken up. Even Naotokan showed up, and she shouldn't even be here. Yeah, because she was busy. Told us that she just happened to be back in town because of the job she was doing. Eventually, we all got to the school's rooftop as a big group. When we open the door to the rooftop area, we see something surprising. This isn't the rooftop at all. Instead, the area before us was a studio-like place that we had used as the entrance area to TV World during the case last year. It should have disappeared after that, but it looks like it got restored when Labrys entered the TV World and the school was created. True, once the Midnight Channel started airing again, people would start taking an interest like last year. So maybe that's why the studio place came back. Still, the investigation team is back together again. This would be the perfect time. Labrys was hiding behind me, but I reach around and shove her in front of me towards my friends. Here, this is Labrys.
I have
Look
someone
at her.
to introduce to you guys. This here is Labrys-chan.
Labby-chan?
Chie-san?
Explain everything that's happened to everyone. Tell them that Labrys is the victim of the events that took place here. Even though she has obviously a mechanical body, her heart is that of a human. Shadow had come out of her and was the one who masterminded this tournament, but Labrys has accepted it and everything's been solved. And everything else I may be forgetting right here. This is the third time today that I've had to explain all this, so I think I've gotten pretty good at it. Labrys looks anxious while I talk, but the first one to speak up after I'm done is Yukun. I expected as much. He is our leader after all.
That must have been tough. You feeling okay?
Huh?
Having a shadow come out of you is pretty draining. Seriously, I was ready to collapse for a few days when it happened to me.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing that you're able to stand like that on your own.
Labrys looks back between me and everyone else, utter surprise. No one minds Labrys, and they keep trying to talk to her, all speaking at the same time.
Could it be because she's a mech? Wow. Isn't it cool for a mech like her to have a heart?
I can't think of any way it could be weirder than an idol, a detective, and a tame shadow, but here we are.
The idol, Risei, detective, Naoto, and a tame shadow being Teddy.
I don't
Going
know.
back to
I
everything.
think Teddy was even crazier. The way he grew a body inside of himself from scratch.
I am more intrigued by her than Teddy, though. May I examine your internal workings for a bit?
Now-chan, if you're going to touch anyone's internal workings,
Oh my god.
do mine!
With all due respect, I shall have to decline.
You want to get shot again? Man, I don't blame her for going all quiet right now. I tapped Labrys on the shoulder, seeing that she's at a loss for
What's
words.
wrong, Labrys?
Oh, well, I thought that everyone would be angrier.
Or at least angry, period. No one's angry. That's what I thought. But Labrys, you got it all wrong.
What would we be angry about?
Now that it's over, it wasn't all that bad.
Ooh, the battle to decide the strongest man was pretty intense, though.
And you lost.
Huh? Is that what it was about?
Well, they may
lost
take
badly.
it in stride a little more than is normal, but no one would hate you, Labrys.
Labrys looks at each person's face. Everyone's smiling, aren't they? I'm not lying.
Chie-san, thank you so much.
Jeez, you're so formal. You can just call me Chie. We're friends, remember?
Friends.
You can just call me Yukiko, too.
And you can just call me Prince Teddy.
Friends.
That's longer than your real name, though.
Go back to the Wild Kingdom where you belong. Oh, would the carnivore like to join him?
What did you call me? Go back to the Disappointment Ranger Resentiment hideout.
You've got it all wrong. Ressentiment is French. Mal is pronounced completely different from the man in Featherman.
Feathermon?
It seems he's smarter than he looks.
Well, he's got something going for him. Don't diss my boy Yosuke like that. Come on. Ugh, sheesh. We're wrapping up everything so well, and Yosuke has to go on about stupid stuff. If we keep sniping at each other like this, Lab is just going to pull back into her shell, and we just got her talking. Or so I thought. No, it sounds like she's enjoying it. Labrys bursts out in laughter. That alone warms my heart. The case is finally over. The realization is finally hitting me. I sigh in relief. Some more people appear behind
Looks
us.
like everything's working out nicely.
It's Akihiko. The red cape, it's Akihiko-san. Could the other two ladies with him be his friends? Since Labrys go tense next to him. It's right, he said he was going to take her back. Step forward to protect Labrys. Not that I'm making a scene about it, but just in case.
So you're Satonaka. Akihiko told me about you.
Woman in the fur
I'm
coat.
Mitsuru Kirijo. In a way, you could say that I'm Labrys' handler.
If a woman in the coat introduced herself. Kirijo? Sounds familiar. Didn't Akihiko-san mention that name too?
I'm Aigis. Thank you so much for saving my older sister.
Older sister? Then are you Labrys' younger sister? Wait, then are you a machine too?
Yes, I too am a robot.
Aigis-san smiles. Take a close look at her, and it's true, her body's mechanical, just like Labrys. Wow, all these robot girls running around, this is so futuristic. Who in the world made something like them? Wait a sec. Kirijo? Does she mean the Kirijo group Kirijo? That's a seriously gigantic corporation. And if that's her last name, then, oh crap. These people are from a completely different world than the rest of us. And constantly stand up straighter. I can't lose my nerve. I have to make sure I stand my ground. I can't let them take Labrys away.
Chie-chan, it's okay.
Just as I open my mouth with resolution, Labrys stops me as if she guessed what I was going to say. She steps around from behind me. Then she steps forward toward Mitsuru-san and the others.
You've come to take me away, yeah? I'm ready.
Labrys?
Chie-chan, I can't ask for anything more. I've made so many friends. And you've all accepted me. I'll be okay now.
But if you're caught, that's not okay.
She went through so much pain and we just became friends too. I want to spend more time laughing with her. Squeeze Labrys' hand. Labrys looks slightly troubled. A heart-rending face that looks like she might be crying and smiling all the same.
I'm sorry to interrupt the heated discussion, but I have no intentions of sealing you away.
Huh?
Your shadow going berserk was an irregularity caused by this world. It wasn't due to any malfunction in you. Luckily, because of what happened, you are now in complete control of your persona. Isn't that so, Akihiko?
Yeah, that's right.
You saw it? Akiko-san nods along Mitsuru-san's words. Huh? Akiko-san wasn't there when Labrys gained her persona. As my gaze in wonder, Akiko-san glances towards me in a significant way. Could it be that he helped us out? Not only is he strong, he's so understanding. He's a real man.
Not gonna be locked up?
Yes! I'm so glad for you, Labrys.
This is like a dream. I can't believe this. Thank you, Chie. Labrys?
Oh, that actually frightened me, but I completely forgot about this part. The part that's been happening in every chapter so far. The hacking. Labrys suddenly stopped moving. When she stopped, it was odd. Kosan and the others seemed to have noticed as well, and they furrow their brows. That's
it's
when...
It's not over yet.
What was that? That wasn't Labrys' voice. It was emanating from her, but it's completely different. Seeing this, Mitsuru-san seemed to pick up on something we couldn't.
Is this the same communication system we use? Everyone, step away from Labrys.
Mitsuru-san raised her voice. Labrys brandishes her battle axe. Metallic blade, almost as tall as she is, gouges at the ground. Small chips of concrete brush past my cheeks as the floor breaks up. That was close. I mean, what's going on? Look back at Labrys' confusion, but there's no light in her eyes.
What the? I cannot gain access. She is being hacked. It isn't coming from inside this facility. The signal originates elsewhere.
You mean outside the TV?
This is just a little extra resistance. Now, entertain me.
That voice that comes back sounds nothing like her original voice. In the blink of an eye, Labrys dashes toward me. No hesitation in her movement. If I don't brace myself, I'll be going down.
No. Why do we have to fight each other again?
Not done yet. Shadow Labrys.
Finally. Fight!
Awesome. Really kicked ass there.
My, she was quite easily defeated. Evidently, I didn't push her far enough. Well, she is a test unit, so this is as far as my little game goes.
The voice continues to emanate from Labrys, who's fallen to her knees and stopped moving. But whoever's speaking through her is controlling her? How dare they treat her like some object? What the hell's wrong with them?
Who are you? Why are you doing this to Labrys?
As they yell in anger, Lab straightens up in a natural manner.
I should thank you all. Although this didn't work out, you did stay in to the very end.
Labrys' shadow was only the mastermind of the tournament. I see now. You're the true culprit behind the whole thing.
That's right. Labrys wasn't a persona user, she was a victim. Shadow should have appeared after that. Means there is someone else who dropped Labrys into a TV. It's like in last year's case.
Indeed. It was I who stole Labrys away. Since I don't have a persona and can't enter a TV, I needed a puppet that could run amok for me. Labrys' persona was only partially awakened, so I had a feeling her shadow would appear if she underwent a little suffering. You got the better of me this time. You deserve to know at least that much.
This time? Are you still planning something?
Who knows?
What the hell? Labrys has a heart. Do you even understand how much pain she went through because of you?
Seriously, what the hell? Labrys to be controlled from some safe place outside the TV? How much suffering do they think she went through? How could they laugh when she's in so much pain? But voice continues on, mocking me for not understanding.
A heart, hmm? Meaningless. Whether or not she has one matters not at all to my plan.
What?
Well then, everyone, until we meet again.
The voice cuts out and Labrys immediately collapses on the spot. I guess I instantly catches her and calls to... What? her and calls to out her. Okay, that's a typo. Calls out to her, but Labrys is unconscious. I don't know what to do with my fists. I begin swinging them aimlessly. She just has the urge to punch something, and since there's nothing she should be punching, she just starts punching the air. Okay. We'd saved her, and she was so happy. Why does she have to be put through this?
It seems whoever our adversary is, they're connected to us. You shouldn't get involved in this any further. From here on, leave this to us.
Wait a sec! After what that bastard did to us, you're telling us to butt out?
I understand how you feel, but this is too dangerous for you. We will do our best to ensure that no harm comes to you. Trust in us and let us work.
But...
So irritated that I can't put my thoughts into words. Tucson may be right, but that doesn't do anything for my feeling. I mean, if some bastard's going to say that a person's heart has no meaning, I can't just let him get away with it.
Guys, let's leave this to them.
Huh?
About to shout at Mitsuru-san, but Yukun stops me. We should get out of here, he says. I know what he's getting at, but... Yes, I'm completely exhausted. And I did fight some serious intense battles one after another. Some of us, like Risa-chan, have been stuck in this world for so long that I'm sure we're at our limit. I mean, thinking rationally, I think that we need to get back home. Or go back home.
Labrys.
Seeing Labrys unconscious and Aiga-san's arms wounds me. Is there anything we can do for her? We have to say goodbye like this? Like Toijukun once more when he winks at me. It's like a plan. When we return to the real world, all the energy that had been powering me so far drains away and I've been staggering. But else appears to be in a similar state and we immediately go our separate ways without much discussion. I went straight home and fell into bed, but I couldn't get to sleep. These feelings are swirling around inside me and I can't sort them out. Sheesh. I toss and turn in my bed. My cell phone rings without warning. Look at it, but it's a number I don't recognize. I should ignore it. It's bonded that I'm getting a call right now. So I have to pick it up. Lo and behold, the voice I hear is... The call said to me at a certain location the next morning. When I arrived, I saw an amazing limousine parked on the plain country road. It's just, this thing is so long, it's insane. Even if it were a movie, it would have to be a comedy. Nobody would believe that a car this long and sleek would exist in real life. Can they even turn a corner? Yep, that's a big question every time. I can see through the windows it's ridiculous limo, but I can see 4 people who are just as remarkable as the car itself. Labrys called me last night, and the people in the car were Mitsuru-san's group. Goodness, she did wake up after all.
Labrys!
When I called her, Labrys immediately gets out of the car. Mitsuru-san, Akiko-san, and Aiga-san follow as well. Oh, she's not carrying that axe on her back. I imagine that would be hard to get into a car with that thing.
I'm sorry for calling you here all of a sudden, but they told me we'd be leaving already.
The follow-up is over, after all. The work here is done.
I'm glad to hear that, Master.
Master?
Yep. Actually, I spoke a bit with Akiko-san on the phone last night, too. When I thanked him for helping us persuade Mitsuru-san, all he said was it wasn't anything special. I only did what was necessary. Damn, what an awesome thing to say. Hello, Chai. I became convinced that what this person is striving for is very similar to my own goals. That's why I'm going to call him Master. I look up to him as an ideal until I can match his strength and resolve. Does she mean idol?
I told you to stop calling me that.
Nope.
No, you're my master. Though, I gotta admit, part of me has just always wanted to say macho things like that.
But you're not a man.
A true man isn't bound by his sex.
I see. My apologies.
Nah, he got stirred up.
Your leap of logic is so extreme it could reach the moon.
Labrys giggles at seeing our banter. I can't help but smile as well. Sounds embarrassed, but maybe a little happy too. Still,
You're going with them too, Labrys?
to be honest, I wanted to be with her more. But if I said such things, it would just trouble Labrys, so I swallow those words. Labrys speaks to me as such things are going through my mind.
Yeah. I decided I'm gonna work with Mitsuru-san and then I'm gonna find whoever it was that set you all up and catch him myself. I won't let any danger come to you guys. So, this is just a short farewell.
Labrys.
I feel like someone gripped my heart. Labrys has been through so much worse than we have. All the problems she had to face. Yet she's going to fight for us? Whoever the culprit is, they can't be allowed to get away with doing this to her. Labrys has such a kind heart. For them to treat her like some object is just unforgivable. My happiness for Labrys, my anger at the bastard who had controlled her, frustration at not being able to help her. I feel tears in my eyes. Look down, not wanting her to see me cry, but a large hand slaps me on the back.
Your passion had a real effect on Labrys. You should be more proud.
Master!
A true man is only allowed to cry when he loses his wallet.
Really?
Yes, Master!
That's a rather shallow occasion for tears. Did something happen to you during your trip?
What is it about losing your wallet?
It's true that the mental scars one would face if one lost one's wallet in an unknown land halfway across the globe would be immeasurable.
So specific.
Ah, there they are. Hey!
Our friends have gathered around us. Of course, I had told everyone about the phone call I got from
You could have
Labrys.
stayed a little longer, you know?
Seriously, we got a whole week off and we didn't get to hang out at all.
It's truly a shame. Well, until next time.
Mm-hmm. Until we meet again.
Yep. I'm just smiling, surrounded by all of us. That has a real effect on Labrys. That's what Master said, but I don't think it's entirely true. Labrys changed because of her own will. She seriously wished that she was understood. That's why her wish came true. I think that's all there is to it.
We should get going.
Chie-san signal, the limousine's engine turns on. It's time for them to leave. Labrys' face clouds over. Sheesh, looks like I gotta say something.
No, a true man wouldn't cry.
Unless he's lost his wallet. I make a bright smile. Labrys also smiles and enters the limo. Bye. So the car takes off. Labrys sticks her head out the window and yells loudly.
Chie! I'm really glad that I met you, Chie!
It's no use. I was the one who told her not to cry. Labrys is smiling just like I told her. Looks like I won't be a true man today.
I'll see you!
After seeing them off, we held a long postponed reunion party for Yukon. We were all feeling a little down after having to say farewell to Labrys, but that immediately picked our spirits back up. So happy that everyone was able to get together like this. We thought that it was impossible, and there was one more happy surprise. Also, this doesn't mean that we won't be able to see Labrys again. Stretch out and look up at the sky. Yep, Golden Week starts for us today. Later that night.
Dear Akihiko-san.
Then he's gonna bother him. Like,
That doesn't feel right.
Dear Master, I crumple up yet another piece of paper and throw it in the trash can. I just can't figure out how to start this letter. I'm not really good at writing letters.
Wow, maybe it's too formal.
All those how to write professional business letter articles I look up online aren't very useful. Take a deep breath
To
and...
my master.
Yep, there we go.
Much better.
Gee. I relax and my pen follows the wishes of my heart. I don't have the best penmanship, but I think it's a lot nicer to get a handwritten letter than email. No kidding, my penmanship is absolute trash.
How have you and Labrys been? I've been well. I've been doing my best while remembering what you said to me on that day. Do you remember? You told me that I would be able to do the right thing. That made me want to become a police officer even more. So, in order to catch the culprit, me and the investigation team are... Oh, crap! Phew! That was close. I'm supposed to keep that a secret from him.
Oh jeez. Well, we're gonna find who had been using Labrys. In other words, the investigating team is back in action. That was a big surprise that come out of Yukon's party. Yukon himself was the one who suggested, so we were all surprised. Seriously. He'd said, let's leave this to them, right in front of Mitsuru-san and the others. It looks like Yukon had other plans in mind from the start. Man, if you could be such a convincing actor, I can't go spilling the beans in a letter. But to lie to Master? No! I have to lie to him. I can't let him find out no matter what. Crumple up the piece of paper again and throw it away.
I guess this really isn't my thing. I'll give it another try tomorrow.
I will be able to do the right thing. I'm going to believe in those words and do my best to live up to them. I really want him to know that. Next to the letter is a police academy entrance exam guide. Bought this a long time ago, but haven't even touched it. I've got to face that someday too. When I look at the clock, I realize that it's already past midnight.
Oh, yeah. So sleepy. Oh. Since Yukon's with us again, we've got to give what we decided on our best shot. Investigating on our own, huh?
I stand from my chair and stretch out and then fall onto my bed. So fluffy, I can't stop myself from immediately drifting off into sleep.
I'll do my best to.
Sleepyhead Chie. Future, what I want to protect, an enemy we must fight. So much I need to think about. I'm good at thinking, and there's probably going to be a lot of things that don't go as we plan. We just need to concentrate on one thing at a time. If something doesn't go well, I shouldn't let it get to me. Yes, because I have friends. I know I can go on.
Along with my friend.
Now she's talking in her sleep. And there she goes. Is that it?